Have you seen the pollution, the waste management, or the eroded soil around our school? We have a solution to these problems that you may have noticed. Our local watershed needs changes to make a healthier bay. Our new environmental health club can do this by reducing the amount of erosion around our school, improving the nutrient cycles, and cleaning up the litter around our school. Adding new plants around our school will help increase the amount of carbon taken in by the plants, the nitrogen taken in by the plants, and the cycling of water in our ecosystem. By installing gutters in the school, we will lessen the need for water usage within the school. We can funnel the water into rain barrels, which will come at $45 each. However, gutters will be more expensive at approximately $909 per 100 feet of gutters. However, gutters will only need to be installed on the front wall of the school building near the school garden, where the rain barrels will be installed.
This will cost about $2,600 for the gutters, barrels, and the plants we plan to add.
Gathering the funds for these environmental features will be difficult, but they will pay off once you see how successful they are to our watershed. Our club will also need a teacher's permission to use their room to hold our club meetings. We also need the principal's permission to install environmental features such as gutters and rain barrels around the school. In order to install gutters, we're going to need the professional help of people who specialize in installing features. As you can see, this dumpster's lid is open and there's gross leakage coming out of it, along with this recycling. And both of them have disgusting stains which can be cleaned up with some effort from the school and from the environmental health club.
Erosion on our school grounds is quite common and happens over time. This results in hard soil that will lead to runoff.
Runoff can carry pollution to the bay through these drains. Carbon is also necessary for all organisms within a watershed. Producers and consumers both rely on carbon in our ecosystem. In our areas, carbon is released because of our high energy usage. We can increase the amount of carbon taken in by increasing the amount of plants. By adding more plants to our watershed, we will increase the biomass and therefore increase the carbon stored in living organisms. Just by breathing, you release carbon dioxide, which plants can use to grow and make glucose. By planting more, we'll have a direct impact on our carbon cycle, and the impact will increase over time with the growth of those plants. Water characteristics such as cohesion and adhesion allow capillary action. This allows water to defy gravity and move up the plant or tree, supplying upper parts of the autotroph with water. Without clean water, organisms in our watershed will not be able to survive. This makes it essential for clean, non-polluted water to be accessible in the ecosystem.
The nitrogen cycle provides food for plants, which have a major role in any watershed. Plants can only use nitrates, or NO3. In order to create nitrates, nitrogen-fixing bacteria and nitrifying bacteria are required. These types of bacteria turn nitrogen in the atmosphere into nitrates for plants through processes such as ammonification. Plants are consumed by animals, then the animals are decomposed by bacteria and fungi. The denitrifying bacteria complete the nitrogen cycle. They convert nitrates back into atmospheric nitrogen through denitrification. If one of these organisms were removed from our school's watershed, then the amount of plants around the school will decrease. This causes runoff and ultimately pollution. However, our environmental health club will fix this problem through various methods, which includes planting trees. These issues cannot be fixed without your help, and we urge you to join our club. We can monitor the health of our watershed every other week using a grading scale similar to the one that we used when we originally assessed our schoolyard. We can focus our time and energy on the areas with high severity, and this grading scale is very easy to understand. This benefits the members of the Environmental Health Club because then they can easily understand which areas have the high severity and require the most immediate attention.
The grading scale previously used when we first assessed our watershed measured the severity of each part of our school. We were able to see what part is most harmful to the watershed by doing this. The scores for our school at the time were not too good and showed clear and evident problems that needed to be fixed. Different portions of our school were measured differently, but most were measured by saying if it has low severity, medium severity, or high severity. By looking at the environmental features assessment, we were able to see that if we had rain barrels or any other environmental features, we would have a better score. This is a large-scale project that will likely take some time to plan, fund, and execute. The Environmental Health Club will be responsible for proposing the plan, working with building managers, organizing fundraising events, and working with landscapers. After we get approval from the principal and gather sufficient funding, we will start with the larger steps such as adding plants such as evergreens or adding grass to the places with the most eroded soil. We would leave the rain barrels until later since they will be easy to install after the gutters are in place. Gutter installation would have to be done by the building manager.
There are many problems around our watershed, but our Environmental Health Club can help fix them. If you offer a small portion of your time to help them, then we can fix the school's waste management problem, the water usage, the erosion, the pollution, and the weathering around our school.